Hey guys, can you guess where I'm taking you today? Let's go to Shanghai. Definitely one of the things that I find very striking about Shanghai is just its very metropolitan and fashionable, elegant feel. This is my friend Jane. This is her store.
Hello everyone.
And you're from Beijing?
Yes, I'm from Beijing, but living in Shanghai right now. It's a very, very busy, grand city.
Yeah, it's very beautiful, very elegant.
Yeah. It's lots of old architectures and also old trees.
Jane has picked out some outfits for me to try on. And yeah, let's see what you picked out. Okay. Okay, I think that I found the dress. Let's go. I have just come over to the Pudong area of Shanghai. This area was, up until very recently, one of the poorest areas of Shanghai, and it was the site of just a lot of slums, and it was actually where the gang lords lived, and then a revival started of this area, and now it is home to some of the highest skyscrapers in the world, so definitely quite the turnaround. Trying to find how to get observation deck in the world. It is the second tallest building in the world. The Burj Khalifa is the tallest, but the observation deck of this one is actually quite a bit higher. It is crazy to look at some of these super tall buildings, and we are so far above even them. Like this one over here. That is another extremely tall building, and we are so far above it. It's just crazy. It almost feels like we're hovering in an airplane right now because this is so far off the ground. The top of the tower was great. I actually was not going to stay for sunset because I thought maybe I would walk around the area a little bit more, but then I saw that view and the sun kind of starting to set a little bit, and I decided I could not miss it because when's the next time that I'm ever gonna get a chance to see such a magnificent sunset? It was a little cloudy, but amazing. I did a time lapse for about 40 minutes waiting for the Pearl Tower to turn on, and I didn't manage to catch it, but it eventually turned on. It was just very late, later than all the other buildings. It's almost 9, so I have to hurry back. My Cinderella day. It's just because Jane's shop closes and I want to get her the clothes back. Since she's so nice to loan me them.
Prince Street, August 14th, a Soho bar, a speakeasy. It's you and me and I'm feeling free.
Do you see how amazing this skyline is? I'm so happy right now. I definitely have a big thing for cities and skylines and lights at night. Shanghai is awesome. And I keep looking up at this building and I just can't believe that I was all the way up there just now. Look at that. That's insane.
Watching my step.
Shanghai's Old Town right now. The architecture is so incredible. I'm heading to the U Gardens and trying to get there before it gets too busy, so I'm going early in the morning right as they open.
Been sinking in the fountain. I remember days weren't so complicated.
Just been walking around the garden for about 5 minutes and it's already incredibly beautiful. U Garden literally translates to happiness garden, and I can definitely see why anyone would be happy taking a walk in here. It was built in 1559 and it was actually built by a man as kind of a gift to his elderly parents, as a place for them to relax in their old age, kind of as a token of appreciation and his love for them, which I thought is a pretty cool story.
I remember you. Feeling of the jaded. Been breathing that air. Been turning them lights down. Been setting up a
Pond that is bright green with weeping willows and rocks, and you can walk over it.
to get me to the next town.
Going to leave the gardens now. I think I've walked around all of them a bunch of times and tried to get a lot of great shots for you guys without too many people. There are a lot of people here. Good morning, guys. So just walking around the area that I am staying right now. It is so pretty. A very interesting part of Shanghai's history is that it actually was not a big city until the mid-1800s about, when Britain actually realized how wealthy China was and decided that they wanted some of that wealth, so consequently they went to war with China, and that led to the Treaty of Nanking, which basically just allowed Britain to trade freely at certain ports in China, one of which was Shanghai, and that just led to Shanghai becoming this very glamorous metropolitan epicenter, one of the most glamorous locations in the world at that time, and many people from Europe wanted to move to Shanghai. Also, that led to there being small sections of the city that were kind of made into miniature little versions of the US or France or Japan or some other countries. So this, where I am now, is probably the most famous of those. It is the former French Concession. So it was basically made to look like a little mini France, and it actually does really remind me of Paris. It's very pretty. A lot of these big, enormous buildings that you see here were actually people's homes, they're private villas, and now they've been turned into businesses, doctor's offices, hotels, all sorts of things. But it's just such a lovely area to walk around. Bund is basically an avenue along the river with views of the skyline of Shanghai. Definitely one of the most popular places in Shanghai to come. I've seen a lot of videos with it before, but obviously I had to see it for myself. And it is lined with beautiful colonial buildings. I definitely feel like I'm somewhere in Europe. It's called the Bund Sightseeing Tunnel, and I've actually been told that this is awful and not to do it, but I just have to see what it's all about, so let's go. Oh my gosh, that was really bad. Actually, worse than I was expecting. They were just saying random words on the speakers, and I was laughing because at one point they just randomly said hell.
Nascent magma. Hell.
Not something that I recommend you do. Just see it in my video, and believe me, that's good enough. It actually looks better on the camera than it does in real life, and it was 50 RMB. I'm really not sure what I even just saw. I'm a little dizzy now. Let's go back upstairs. Hey guys, this is Alan. What's this?
It's marriage market.
The marriage market!
For you. You can find your Mr. Right here. On this paper, it's mainly about a girl that was literally a local in Shanghai. She's about 30 years old, and she's 1.63. That's very detailed information. And she graduated from a very reputable college. It's a degree of master, which is really great.
Oh wow.
And it's a great job as well. She has a great job. And you can see all of her requirements for the Mr. Right is finding.
Wow. So they list their requirements and...
Yes. This guy says it's not allowed to photo him.
Okay.
This guy, I think he's really good. Because he's an IT engineering expert, salary over 300,000 Chinese RMB.
It actually says the salary number?
That's true.
Wow.
And he says he has a great promotion potential.
Wow, it's such details, huh?
He has a private house.
He has his own house.
Yes. In Shanghai. Wow.
Wow.
You can check it out.
Eligible man here, ladies.
Most important part, it's about the requirements for his desired lady. Can I say that?
Yeah.
It should be at least 1.70.
Oh, there's a height requirement.
It's a good one. It's about a girl who is living in Shanghai right now, who works for a bank, salary 400,000 Chinese RMB per year.
Even more than the last guy.
Even more than the last guy. I think they're a made couple. Both in the financial industry, right? And she has an apartment in Shanghai for herself.
Wow, maybe we should matchmake those two. The guy over there.
Yes. Requirements for the Mr. Right is he must be honest and responsible. Wow, that's very simple.
This is the girl's requirements?
Yes.
So you notice the man's requirements are certain height,
Yes.
looks. Hers is just to be honest.
Yes.
That's very sweet, actually. Because some of the information is very personal, they don't want a lot of cameras in there, so I couldn't film a lot. But that was really interesting. Thanks for being the translator. I was surprised. Actually, everybody seemed like a very eligible, I don't know, like a good match. Or maybe they're just exaggerating, who knows? The people that are being match-made aren't actually here, it's their parents here.
And their relatives.
Oh, okay, their relatives like aunts and uncles?
Yes.
And people do this because there's a lot of pressure to marry by the time you're 30, right?
Yes, their relatives and parents will push them to the marriage market because they want to have babies in their next generation, and you can find out whether that person is suitable for you or is he or she is lying. Well, you can see it.
It's just pretty much like Tinder, except a little more involvement with the parents, but actually very similar. Okay guys, I hope that you liked the video today in Shanghai. I know that I really loved this city, so if you get a chance to visit, then you definitely should, or if you already have, tell me how it was for you in the comments below, and I will see you next time in some surprise locations coming up. See you there. Thank you for watching. Bye!
Been watching my steps.
One last